Namaste friends. A while ago, someone reached out to me and asked, "Hey, I want to try yoga, but I'm afraid it might conflict with my religion." Interesting, right? This is one of the biggest myths about yoga, friends, that yoga is religion. That person genuinely wanted to pursue yoga, but they were afraid, they were insecure, they were not arguing, they were not rejecting. So today, let's talk about this very calmly, without trying to convince anyone, and look at the facts. So what is a religion? A religion usually involves a belief system. People who follow religion, they follow certain gods or goddesses. There are certain rituals and practices to be done every single day, or maybe once a week, every Sunday maybe, or once a month, depending on what religion you follow. And there are a certain set of rules that you are asked to follow. And that is not a good or bad practice. It's just a belief. And that's exactly what a religion is. And now what is yoga? Yoga doesn't ask you to believe in anything. In fact, it asks you to believe in nothing. It asks you to observe. Observe your body, your breath, your reactions, your emotions, and then figure out what exactly it is. Yoga doesn't say, it never says that you accept XYZ as a truth. It says you start with a hypothesis, you conduct your own experiments in the lab of your body, mind and breath, and see the results. Notice what happens. So where does this confusion comes from? Because yoga originated in India, a place where philosophy, religion, culture, rituals, everything is deeply connected. Ancient yogic techniques used spiritual words, not to convince anyone or not to follow religion, but to help us understand the symbolic meaning of these techniques. And these techniques were only developed to help us understand our own inner self, to gain that experience that can help us understand ourselves and live a more nurtured life. Over the period, all these words and terminology that was used to develop and explain the science of yoga was misunderstood, and it was associated with a certain religion. And as a result, the confusion, and yoga slowly labeled as a religion. Yoga is more like a method, friends, a method to understand our mind, a method that leads us to understand our sufferings. It can help us know or figure out what exactly that suffering has come from, what is the root cause. Just like you don't need any belief to practice or learn mathematics, similarly, you don't need any belief to practice yoga. You don't have to change your religion. You don't have to believe in any god. You don't have to give up anything. You can be a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Sikh or Buddhist, doesn't matter, or none of these. Even if you're an atheist, if you have a mind, if you have a body and breath, yoga is available to you. Let's think about this. You're angry because someone has said something that has triggered you. But before that anger, there is a small gap, and yoga helps us to be aware of that gap. As soon as you're aware of the gap, you know how do you need to react. You learn how to not get triggered. That is yoga, my friends. No rituals, no chanting, nothing. Just pure awareness. Awareness of our true self. Awareness of our body, breath, our behavior, our reaction, just true awareness. Yoga is not at all about what you believe. It's just about how aware you are. The moment yoga becomes a religion, it loses its purpose. Yoga was developed to help us understand our true self and our awareness. It was never built for us to follow religion. So friends, next time someone tells you that yoga is a religion, tell them it is not. It is just about awareness, increasing our awareness in our body and living in this body 100%, fully aware, fully present, every single moment. Live conscious, friends. Live Sajag. Namaste.